I paid $2,500 a month to cover my sister's rent. Then she called me a jerk and cut me out of her life, so I stopped paying. What happened after that is something she'll never forget. The cold New York air couldn't cool down the anger burning inside me. My sister, the same one who begged me every month for help, saying she had no money for food, was actually living in luxury. I was furious. This time, I wasn't going to let it slide. I crossed Fifth Avenue quickly, feeling like something was wrong. My heart pounded as I made my way to her apartment. For the past 3 years, I had been paying Sandra's rent, every month, $2,500. I struggled to afford it, but I told myself I was doing the right thing. I was helping family. I have no money for food, Alex. I can't even pay the electric bill. You're the only one I can count on. Her voice echoed in my head as I climbed the stairs to her fancy building. I rang the doorbell. No answer. I tried again. Still nothing. Worried, I used the spare key she gave me and opened the door. What I saw made me freeze. 2 blonde guys were relaxing in the living room, my living room. There were wine glasses, an open New York guidebook, and backpacks on the floor. One of them smiled. "Oh, you must be the owner," he said with a thick German accent. "Thanks for letting us stay. This place is amazing." I was stunned. "What? We booked this Airbnb a week ago. My wife and I love it." "Airbnb?" I felt sick. My hands shook as I pulled out my phone and searched the apartment on the Airbnb app. There it was, luxury apartment in New York City, $400 per night. I scrolled through the pictures. I saw everything: the marble table I helped choose, the fancy lamp Sandra insisted on, my bed, my couch. It was my place. Then I read the listing description: a luxurious oasis in the heart of New York, perfect for travelers seeking comfort and exclusivity. My head spun. My fingers tightened around the phone. I wanted to smash it. Sandra had tricked me. She didn't just lie, she used me. She made me pay her rent while secretly making even more money renting the place to tourists. "Everything okay?" the tourist asked, noticing my face. I couldn't speak. My thoughts were racing. How long had she been doing this? How much money had she made behind my back? I left without saying anything. The city lights glowed, but to me, the whole place looked dirty. I drove through the night, my anger building. I didn't want to go home. I needed to think. This wasn't just about money, it was about betrayal. I pulled into a 24-hour cafe and opened my phone. The Airbnb listing was still on the screen. My hands were cold as I opened Instagram. At @SandraMorgan_Lux Life. Her photos made me sick. Sandra drinking champagne at a fancy hotel. Sandra eating expensive meals. Sandra lounging by the pool at the Plaza Hotel with a cocktail in hand. Caption: work hard, enjoy harder. Work hard? Yeah, right. I kept scrolling. Photo after photo of her living a rich life. Designer clothes, fancy restaurants, airport selfies with luxury luggage. Each picture felt like a slap in the face. How many of those luxuries did she get by using my money? I felt sick. But the worst part came when I looked at her Instagram story highlights. One folder was called My Sweet Home. I tapped on it. The first video was of the apartment I'd been paying for, but it didn't look like a home, it looked like a luxury rental. Sandra filmed the living room, the kitchen, and the balcony view. "I worked so hard to get this place, but it was worth it," her voice said sweetly. Then came another video. A smiling foreign couple waved at the camera. "Welcome to New York, guys, hope you enjoy your stay in my apartment." I nearly dropped my phone. "Oh my God, Sandra," I muttered, my blood boiling. This wasn't just lying anymore, this was a slap in the face. My phone buzzed. "Sandra, Alexander, where are you?" 3 little dots showed up, then another message. "Sandra, at home." Why? I bit my tongue. At home, that was a lie. It was past midnight, 12:23 a.m. I opened Airbnb again. The listing was still up. It said the place was booked until Saturday. So where was Sandra? I scrolled through her Instagram stories. I found what I was looking for. Location: the Plaza Hotel. 2 hours ago, she had posted a video at the hotel's bar, holding a cocktail. The caption read, "A toast to the life I deserve." I let out a dry laugh. The life you deserve? We'll see. I started the car and took off. Sandra had no idea what was coming. I sped through the quiet New York streets, my hands gripping the wheel, my jaw tight. All I could picture was that moment, her, raising her glass, celebrating while I paid her bills. Not anymore. I pulled up to the Plaza Hotel and parked. My chest was pounding with rage as I walked through the front doors. The hotel lobby was full of gold light, shiny marble, and crystal chandeliers, but I didn't care. I scanned the room until I saw her. Sandra. She was sitting at the bar, looking relaxed and happy, a glass of Dom Perignon in her hand. She wore a tight red dress, and her makeup was perfect. Next to her sat a man in a suit, laughing and leaning in close like he was trying to impress her. I clenched my fists. No more games. I walked straight toward her, ignoring the music, the people, the curious stares. She was still smiling, until she saw me. Her face went pale. What are you doing here? She stammered, quickly setting her glass down. The man beside her looked at me, confused. Stand up, I said. My voice was calm, but hard. Alex, please, not here. Stimmt, now. She blinked, acting like she didn't understand. Don't make a scene. A scene? I let out a bitter laugh. I tossed my phone onto the table. The screen showed her Airbnb listing. She looked down. Her eyes widened. Panic spread across her face. This isn't. Don't lie to me. I cut her off. I leaned closer, my voice low. 3 years. 3 damn years I paid your rent while you secretly made money off that apartment. You lied to me. The man beside her shifted awkwardly. I think I should go. Yes, I said, not taking my eyes off Sandra. You should. He got up and left fast. Sandra's voice shook. Alex, I can explain. I don't want your excuses, I said coldly. I want to know how much money you stole from me. I didn't steal anything, Sandra whispered, looking around like she was afraid someone might hear us. I clenched my fists. Really? Then answer this, where do you sleep when the apartment's rented out? She looked away. In fancy hotels, right? Paid for with my money. Sandra licked her lips, clearly trying to think of a good lie, but there wasn't one this time. How much did you make? I asked again, pressing my hands on the table. Give me a number. She rolled her eyes. Why do you even care? You're not broke. The room went quiet. The only sound was soft piano music in the background. My chest burned with anger. There it was, her usual attitude. No guilt, no shame. I leaned closer and whispered, sharp and cold, if it didn't matter, why did you hide it? Why lie? You couldn't even pay a light bill while living like a queen. She didn't answer right away. Then she mumbled, because I knew if I told you the truth, you'd stop helping me. I gave a bitter laugh. Unbelievable. You say that like it's nothing. Sandra lifted her chin like she was proud. Look, Alex, I didn't break the law. You were just dumb enough to never ask. That hit hard. A confession, hidden in a smug insult. I stared at her for a moment, then smiled bitterly. You know what? You're right. She blinked, confused. What? You're right, I was a fool, but the good thing about realizing that? I grabbed my phone and stood up. Now I can do something about it. Without saying another word, I walked out of the hotel. Sandra just sat there, shocked and pale. She didn't know it yet, but her free ride was over. The only sound as I walked across the lobby was my footsteps on the marble floor. I got into my car, slammed the door, and took a deep breath. I was angry, but calm. I wasn't going to yell. I was going to end her little game, quietly. I pulled out my phone and called the bank. Hi, I want to cancel an automatic payment. Of course, sir, what payment is that? $500 a month, rent, for my sister. A pause, then, understood, it's been cancelled. Just like that, it was over. Sandra's world was about to fall apart. The next morning, I woke up to a buzzing phone, 10 missed calls from Sandra. I rolled my eyes, let it ring. Then a message popped up. Sandra, Alex, we need to talk, it's urgent. I smirked. Me, urgent? Like paying rent without my money? She started typing right away. Sandra, don't be childish, let's just talk. Me, you've got nothing left to say. Sandra, Alex, what did you do? The landlord just called. He said the rent never came in. Did you cancel it? Me, yes. Sandra, you can't do this to me. Me, I just did. More calls. I ignored them. I made myself a coffee and sat in the quiet. It felt good. For once, no one else's drama was on my shoulders. Then another call came in, this time from a number I didn't recognize. Hello? Mr. Morgan? This is James Murphy. I'm the landlord for the apartment on 5th Avenue. I stayed calm. Yes, how can I help? I just found out what your sister's been doing. A neighbor reported it, and I checked Airbnb. She's been renting out the apartment to strangers, without permission. I'm not surprised, I said. What are you going to do? Evict her. Relief washed over me. Good choice. She's on the lease. I need you to come in and sign the cancellation papers. Tell me when. Today, 4 o'clock. I'll be there. At 4 p.m., I was at his office. I signed the papers with calm hands. That was it. Sandra's fake luxury life? Over. As I stepped outside, my phone blew up again, more calls from her. I ignored a few, then answered. What's up, sis? She was yelling. I got kicked out. The landlord said you canceled the lease. How could you? I laughed. Me? You did this to yourself. She gasped. You don't have anywhere to go now, do you? Alex, please, I have no home, no money, nothing. Welcome to real life, Sandra. She went quiet, then I heard her cry. Alex, I can't live on the street. Not my problem. But I'm your sister. Were you acting like a sister when you used me for money? She didn't say anything. I finished her off with one last line. So, what luxury hotel are you staying in tonight? More crying. Don't call me again. Then I hung up. Blocked her number. Standing outside, I breathed in the cool air. For the first time in years, I felt truly free. A year passed. I was living in Los Angeles now. Rain tapped softly on my window as I sat on my balcony, sipping wine. I watched the city lights shimmer on the wet streets. No more New York, no more Sandra, no more money problems caused by someone else. Life was peaceful. Until my phone buzzed with a new message. Unknown number, Alex, please, I need to talk to you, it's important. I stared at it, my chest tightened. I knew it was her. I didn't answer. But a few hours later, the phone rang again. Again. On the fourth try, I picked up. What do you want? Silence, then a shaky breath. Alex. Her voice was soft, almost scared. Don't hang up, please. I wanted to, I should have, but her tone, it was different. For once, she didn't sound proud or smug. She sounded broken. We have nothing to talk about. Yes, we do, she whispered. We always did, but you never listened. I let out a bitter laugh. Why would I listen? You lied to me, you stole from me. I know. That stopped me. You know? Yes, and I'm sorry. I didn't say anything. Silence stretched between us. I leaned on the table and rubbed my forehead. What was I supposed to do with this? Sandra, I don't care, I said. I'm in New York, staying in a terrible hostel, in the Bronx. I closed my eyes, not my problem. I know. She said it again. But this time, it didn't sound sarcastic. It didn't sound like she was trying to guilt me. It wasn't the tone I was used to. I just wanted to say, you were right. A chill ran down my spine. Right about what? Everything. There was a long pause. She took a shaky breath. When you cut me off, I thought you'd come back, that you'd feel bad and help me again. I stayed quiet. But you didn't. Wind hit my balcony hard, and her next words hit even harder. I didn't know how to live without you, Alex. I could hear how tense she was, even through the phone. I found out what it really means to be alone. No money, no real friends, nowhere to go. I squeezed my eyes shut. This was what I wanted, right? For her to finally understand, to feel the weight of what she did. So why did I feel so heavy inside? I didn't call to ask for money, or help. I swallowed. Then why did you call? To ask if there's any chance you might forgive me. My throat tightened. I don't know. Then just tell me if you ever do. And she hung up. Now, I was back on the balcony. The message was still on my screen. Alex, please, I need to talk to you. It's important. I closed my eyes. It had been a year since I took my life back. A year since I stopped being used by my sister. But tonight, sitting in the rain with a half-finished glass of wine, I realized the story wasn't over yet. I didn't know what to do. Did Sandra really deserve a second chance? Or were some betrayals just too deep to forgive? I took a deep breath and looked at the message again. I didn't reply. But I didn't delete it either. I stared at the city lights reflected in my wine glass and asked myself the one question I couldn't answer. What would you do?